Greetings, everyone. This is Brian Terrian here today with some information about Social Security disability benefits and cancer. Common questions are asked as I have prostate cancer. Do I qualify? I have kidney cancer. I have whatever type of cancer it is. Do I qualify? Um, so we're going to go through the different aspects of that to address the common questions. And the short answer is yes, you can qualify. You'll learn about that. And there are instances where you don't. There are people that actually do and have qualified, like John Green, that was a member here, who came to us after he had been denied at his initial application, and asked for help. But he had stage 4 cancer in his initial application and didn't get approved and passed away before his decision was made on his reconsideration. So even if you do have cancer, and you meet and check all the boxes, you still have to communicate that properly. So we're going to cover what it is, causes, symptoms, evidence, stages, treatment, Social Security. And to do all this, I have our resident expert, Keryl, here with us. Thanks for
Hi.
joining us here today. For those of you that don't know Keryl, she was, or I guess you still would be considered a nurse, right? Still have your
Yeah.
certification.
Yes.
Um, but has been working here for over 5 years to work with our members on their disability applications and appeals to get them approved. So you have seen real life situations of people with cancer and what is necessary to be communicated to Social Security to ring the bell and make them successful. Also, you're the proud mother of 2 daughters.
Thank
So thank
you.
you for joining and doing this. So, Keryl, let's start with this. Let's start with like the basics of like what is considered cancer? What is cancer?
So, first, cancer is a disease in which some of the body's cells grow uncontrollably and spread to other parts of the body. So,
Mhm.
um, I have a trivia for you. Do you know that in order to avoid cancer, the best prevention is early detection? So, according to CDC or Centers of Control and Prevention statistics, 1.7 million people is diagnosed with cancer every year, and 600,000 people die in cancer each year.
Really?
And yeah, and 1 in 3 people will have cancer in their lifetime. And 185 billion is spent each year on cancer care.
Wow, you've got me choked up on that one. I was not aware of those statistics. So 600,000 people pass away. That's
Yeah,
unfortunate. So early detection could be helpful, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
how we prevent cancer.
Yeah. Um, what are some of the let's if somebody has it, maybe they know about it, maybe they don't, but what are some of the common symptoms that may be part of this early detection process we're talking about?
All right, so early symptoms, we have the acronym called CAUTION. And so C for change in bowel or bladder habits. A sore that does not heal. U,
Mm,
unusual bleeding or discharge. T, thickening or lump in the breast or elsewhere.
okay.
I, indigestion. O, obvious change to warts or moles. And N, nagging cough. Um, so these symptoms are also caused by certain factors. Sometimes it's being inherited from our parents. So genetic plays a big role for cancer also. So, for example, your grandmother has cancer. It might be possible that you might get cancer if you don't have a healthy lifestyle. And also with your lifestyle, if you use cigarette, you have so much sun exposure, you're overweight or obese because you don't have this fixed diet, excessive alcohol consumption, infectious diseases such as um, sexually transmitted diseases, like you have like your other infections in the private areas.
Yeah, sure, sure. Well, I'm super conscious about the cough that I had a few moments ago because of what you just mentioned. So, but I'm feeling much better now, so I think that I am going to be okay. I hope so. So there's some things that people can definitely be aware of, and if one or several of these symptoms was to come up, was,
Uh-huh.
is, does, I guess, come up, then what's next? If somebody they just go to the doctor, report it, what's common?
So usually clients will have to undergo tests to confirm that they have cancer. So to confirm, you have to undergo tests like MRI, biopsy checked,
Hmm.
CT scans, genetic tests, mammogram, ultrasonography, scanners, PET scan,
Hmm.
those types
Yeah.
of tests.
I just want to pause for a minute for those that are listening out there. Um, if you're going through the disability approval process or already approved and you go through a detection and you find out that you do have that you do unfortunately have cancer, it can influence your disability benefits in a favorable way if you're trying to get approved and keeping them, which you'll learn about in a moment. So even if you're approved, again, you're subject to a disability review. And knowing this information, how to communicate it will certainly be helpful for you. Here's something that comes up that's I find uh, I think is misunderstood is when somebody has cancer, Keryl, certainly the word cancer in itself is intimidating, right?
Yeah.
But there's different stages of cancer that, you know, going from one up, and there's severity with those. So, can you speak to help us understand that and, the different types and the
All
numbers
right.
associated with it? Am I making sense?
Yes, yes, you are. So, that's a very good question. Also, on this is about how to classify your if you have cancer. So it's classified in four stages. So for cancer, staging is a way of describing the size of the cancer, how far it has grown. So when doctors first diagnose a cancer, so after they carry out the test, they check how big the cancer is, whether it has spread into surrounding tissues, whether it has spread to other parts of the body. So, first stage is stage one. So, the cancer is localized to a small area and hasn't spread to your lymph nodes or other tissues.
Okay.
So for stage one, this is still curable and maybe by chemotherapy or by operation. Sometimes they remove the tumor or so yeah, that part is the stage one. So for the stage two, the cancer has grown, but it hasn't spread. So still curable with chemotherapy. But stage three, so the cancer has grown larger and has possibly spread to your lymph nodes and other tissues. And stage four, the cancer has spread to other organs or areas of your body. So this stage is also referred to as the metastatic or advanced cancer. So this means that you don't only have one. So for example, a client has breast cancer. So there are chances that it may progress to another part of the organ, like your lungs, the closest part to it, or like your back, your spine. So yeah.
Okay. So, like stage one, if somebody has, for example, just prostate cancer and it's isolated to the prostate, would that be correct? And that's a stage one.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if that cancer has spread from the prostate to, I don't know, some other organ, then that would move it to two if it's grown larger and done that. Am I on the right track?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about treatment types because with the disability process, having a condition is one thing, right?
Mm.
Condition and diagnosis. Um,
Uh-huh.
but then you need to have treatment for that condition that is really in compliance with Social Security's, defined acceptable treatment. So let's go through the treatment options, common ones, and
So,
then so
uh,
we can get an understanding of those.
all right. So, common cancer treatments, they include chemotherapy. So, this is the most common cancer treatment. So, it uses powerful drugs to destroy cancer cells. So, you may receive chemotherapy in a pill form or IV or intravenous.
Mm-hmm.
So, in some cases, providers may be able to direct chemotherapy to specific area affected by cancer. And another one is radiation therapy. So this treatment kills cancer cells with high dosages of radiation. So your healthcare provider may combine radiation therapy and chemotherapy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There is also surgery. So cancerous tumors that haven't spread may be removed with surgery. Your healthcare provider may recommend therapy after this. So this treatment combines surgery with chemotherapy or radiation to shrink the tumor before surgery or to kill cells that may remain after the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
There's also hormone therapy. So sometimes providers prescribe hormones that block other cancer causing hormones. So, for example, men and people assigned male at birth who have cancer, might receive hormones to keep testosterone. So this because testosterone contributes to prostate cancer. So this is it makes if you have lower testosterone levels. There is also biological response modifier therapy. So this treatment stimulates your immune system and helps it perform more effectively. So it does this by changing your body's natural process. So they like immunotherapy, like increase it. So there's immunotherapy also for cancer. So immunotherapy is a cancer treatment that engages your immune system to fight the disease. So the treatment may be called biological therapy also. There's also targeted therapy for cancer. Targeted therapy is a cancer treatment that targets the genetic changes or mutations that turn healthy cells into cancer cells. So they kind of detect the cancer cells and then they fight the ones that would to prevent them from mutating into a cancer cell. And also there's bone marrow transplant, also called stem cell transplantation. So this treatment replaces stem cells with healthier ones. So autologous transplantation uses your supply of healthy stem cells. So allogenic transplantation uses stem cells donated by other people. And
Okay. All right. So just roughly, there's been 9 different treatment options that you have gone through, which would be considered to be acceptable conventional treatments for Social Security.
yeah,
One thing I do want to speak about is there are unconventional approaches that people choose to use for cancer treatment. And from our position, I'm not saying that they're good or they're bad, but I just want to say that if you do choose to use something like just strictly diet or something that you are doing on your own, fasting, a significant health lifestyle change, And this is the only treatment, and it's not considered an acceptable treatment by Social Security, then it's going to put you in a position where you don't have the evidence to leverage this condition in your disability case. So that's the word of caution that I have. Do you have anything to add on that? Do you think I made that point clear, Keryl? Or
Yeah.
okay. All right, wonderful. All right, so now let's move on here as we get towards the end of this and talk about how this kind of works into the Social Security process,
All right.
and varies with cancer, different types of cancer, etc. That's what everybody's waiting to hear.
All right. So, cancer is part of 13.00 Blue Book listing, and there are a lot of cancer, but with this one, the stages would vary to it with your SSDI application. So when a client has cancer, there will be a need to indicate on which stage the cancer is at. So if you are diagnosed with inoperable cancer or stage 3 cancer, higher cancer clients may apply for compassionate allowances, and applications are expedited or processed faster compared to the others. So it also varies on which type of cancer, and you may check that in the SSDI website, and you will see there all the list. Mostly it's blood cancers also that they would expedite the process. So
I'm going to put the up on the screen here. Is it on the screen now?
yeah, it is.
Okay.
So yeah, and there you will find which type of cancer, maybe lymphoma, multiple myeloma, thyroid, breast, skeletal. So all those different subcategories in the Blue Book listing will be found there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. So to prove also to SSDI that you have cancer, so what we usually advise our clients is to undergo lab tests and provide us with doctor confirmation letters. So this will be helpful to identify and use as evidence to support the type of cancer you are claiming to have. So this would indicate such cancer is at the topmost priority of SSDI.
All right. So, doctor's confirmation, medical evidence is what we're referring to. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
This could also be the residual functional capacity forms. This would be indicated here also.
Yep. Yep. And for those of you listening that are not aware of the residual functional capacity report forms, they are documents that Social Security recognizes, and they'll fill out confirming that you're being treated, what their opinion is on your limitations, and what their opinion is on how many days a month that you would miss work. They're really helpful in communicating to Social Security the severity of your condition. So wonderful. Did we cover everything, Keryl?
Yeah, so that concludes our cancer listing for today.
Yeah, so let's just do a quick recap. We covered what it is, causes, symptoms, evidence, stages, different types of treatment, really what you need to prove for Social Security. And so as you're watching this video, if you'd like to know more about the listing, we'll put in the description for this video, this actual link that's up on the screen right here. And in addition to that, here at the Disability Digest, we provide a variety of free resources and other videos on our YouTube channel that we invite you to listen to. And if you're not a member, that certainly is the best way for us to help you, is if you join us as a member, because you can complete a profile that will help us get you the correct information or most appropriate information streamlined so that we can help you get your benefits, or if you're already approved, help you keep them or help you maximize them. So, Carl, thank you very much for this wealth of information. Super valuable to everybody. And if you have anything to add, join us in the comments. We'd love to hear your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you.